Hey everyone, today Dollar Tree Fall DIY. Let's create a primitive pumpkin doll. By the way, if you're new here, I'm Tonya, and if you're returning, welcome back. And I do hope that you all like, share, and subscribe. Now the first thing I'm going to do is take my instant coffee in some warm water, one of the crafter square fabric pieces, and you just want to drench that really well and get it completely covered, and it instantly turns that really great primitive color. Let that dry, and while we're doing that, I'm going to drill a hole in this little wood round. And then I'm going to take one of those heavy duty skewers, and you can find those at Dollar Tree in a longer size. This is just some I had in my craft stash. And just drill that hole a little bit at a time because you want it to fit snug. And this is going to be how we build up the body of this type of doll. Put some wood glue in there, and then I just take my hammer, very gently tap that down in there. Once you get that done, we can start working on the pumpkin head. This is one of the pumpkin forms from Dollar Tree, and you want to really coat this with Elmer's glue. And I put quite a bit of glue on here. I do get my glue in a bigger jug. Now I'm going to take another piece of that fabric from Dollar Tree, and you want to use so much glue that you're able to just form this fabric around the pumpkin. And you can see how I'm kind of pulling that tight, and that is very important, everyone, that you pull this fabric super tight, and you want to get one area of it really smooth because that's going to be the face of our doll. And then cut that off, have your extra fabric tucked in the top, and then you want to add more glue to this. And you really want to have that really wet because you're going to just keep taking your hands and forming that fabric up to the top as tightly as possible. Once you get it really snug and tight, go back over it again with some more glue, and that's going to hold everything in place. Once you do that, then you'll be able to take a hair dryer, and you'll probably have to dry that about 5 or 10 minutes. Now, once the pumpkin head is dry, the next thing we can start doing is painting it. I'm going to use this red spice mixed with a little bit of that Waverly Antique wax, and that really darkens up this color to the perfect color tone. And you want to put lots of paint on here again. You want to really cover that fabric. It'll probably take a couple of coats. Now, while the paint's drying on the pumpkin head, we can go ahead and finish the body of the doll. I'm going to take one of the little foam Christmas trees, and I wanted to punch a hole down through the center so it'd make it easier to slide it on this little skewer stick. And now we can go ahead and glue on our pumpkin head, and you're going to need to add another skewer in here to make it hold really firm. But I go ahead and glue that on, and then I take one of the thinner skewer sticks and just pop that right down through the top into the foam Christmas tree. And I tapped it with a hammer, and you can tell it's really secure now. Now, once you get that done, we can go ahead and start creating our dress for our doll. You can see where I folded it in half and folded it over again. And now we're going to cut out the sleeve part. And you just do that kind of at an angle. You want it to be a little wider at the wrist area of the cuff. And then I'm just going to cut up an angle. And this is a really simple way, everyone, to create a doll's dress. Now, once I get that done, I'm going to fold it over, decide which side I want to be the front, and it really didn't matter. It was really stained pretty. Now, I always cut the back of the dress up a little bit, and that helps me to get it on whatever object I'm putting it on. And then I'll fold it in half again, and you can see I'm just cutting a little slit of thin fabric there, and that's going to open up the neck area for the dress. And I always cut that back area just because sometimes I like to maybe add some like shoestring type look there. But it's really just a neat way to do it. And we're going to be gathering the neck up. But this is one of the styles that I do for the dress dolls. And I'm just going to do a very simple stitch up the side and on the sleeve area there. You can hot glue this, but I always like to do just a really quick little loose stitch. And it seems like that works really well on the fabric once it's been coffee stained. Now, once you get that done, you can turn it right side out. And you can see what a great little doll's dress this makes. And that opening at the neck being bigger, you can just slide that up from the bottom. Now, you probably didn't have to cut that on the back side, but that's just something I've always done on this particular doll dress. And I like to be able to add like buttons down the back. And this one I decided just to glue it back shut. But you can see where I gathered the neck up, another simple stitch, just gathered the fabric, and that started making this all come together. And I did take another little piece of fabric and just glue around the neck. Now I'm just going to glue the back shut because I decided not to do the buttons or the string today. But everyone, this is so simple, and I definitely hope that you give this a try. Now I just cut out some really simple little mittens, and I was going to glue those in there and just kind of press the fabric down over it to seal it, because we're going to place her hands in front of her on this design. But everyone, I am so excited. I have so many dolls to share with you throughout the rest of the year, and definitely put it in the comments and let me know if that is something that you're going to enjoy. Now, I decided just to take rope twine and just tie it on and kind of wrap it around the neck area just to clean that up. Now, everyone, this is the fun part. I took some of these burlap leaves and I decided to make like a little front area on her dress. And this could not have been cuter. When I saw these hanging there, I thought these are going to be perfect for my doll. And I just thought it made an adorable little design on this one. So definitely look and see if you can find some of these leaves. And you can see I'm just kind of hot gluing that down to the front there. And you just want to add little dabs of hot glue. You don't need much to hold that on. And now we're going to start bending her arms. And once I get the arms where I want them, I just kind of go up underneath the arm and just stitch it into place. You can glue this, but it will hold a lot better if you add just a simple stitch underneath there, just to hold the fabrics together. And you can place her arms however you want them to be. She's actually going to be holding a little bouquet. And you can see as long as you're going up underneath there, you can just stitch it in different little places to get the arms to form. And I decided just to take a little bit of glue and just glue my hem down instead of stitching it. And you can see how I'm just putting little dabs of glue just to get those hands around the front. Now I'm going to take some little vintage buttons that I had in my craft stash. I have a whole box of little buttons, but if you don't have any buttons, they do have some at Dollar Tree that you can get and add on to this design. But I really like these little vintage ones, so I thought I'd use them on her today. But everyone, look how cute she's already turning out. This is such a sweet little doll. Now, I decided to remove this little pumpkin stem because I'm going to be adding something a little different on this one. And I wanted to use this little wood piece that come off of a knife. And I decided to add a little bit of moss there and a little piece of greenery to the top of her head. But everyone, she is looking so cute. And the best news about this little doll is she's going to be included in our giveaway for the 10,000 subscribers. And I want to thank everyone once again for that. Now I'm taking some of this straw that come off of the little hula skirt, adding a few little accents of that on her neck, and you can see I put them on her head. Then I had some more of this little ribbon that I had in my craft stash. This is the one that has that little netting look to it. And I just wanted to put a couple pieces on top of her head there and one around her neck area. And now we're going to take these eyes. Now these are buttons that I had, and these are just some little animal eyes, and I thought this would be so cute. But you can actually use buttons for her eyes also. But I just pulled these out of my craft stash, but they're super cute. And then I had like an old rusty nail that I was going to glue right on the front there for her nose. And we end up just drawing her mouth on with a permanent marker and making it look like stitches. Well, everyone, while I'm finishing up our little primitive pumpkin doll, I just want to mention, if you would like to be entered in the upcoming drawing, I need you to like, share, and subscribe, and leave a little pumpkin emoji on this video. And everyone, here is our little primitive pumpkin doll displayed, and I hope you enjoy her as much as I do. She was a joy to create. Well, everyone, I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day, and I will see you on the next one.